I'm Jim Lansford, and I graduated in 1988 from Oklahoma State with a doctorate in electrical engineering. I grew up in a fairly poor area, some would call it Appalachia, where not many people ever went to college even. And my mother had gone to college at Auburn back in the 1930s. So she very much impressed on us the importance of getting an education. It is the path out of, no matter where you come from, with a good education, you can pave your own path to wherever you want to go. And I think that's an important foundation that I had. So I decided to come to OSU for a very simple reason. I had been working for a company in Florida and was toying with the idea of going back and getting my doctorate. The way I explain it to my kids is that I had my midlife crisis at 28. And so I was really looking to get out of the rat race, and because they were wanting to send me to get an MBA and put me on a fast track to management. And I just decided this is not where I want to go. I was going to be what I guess I considered the fast track to burnout. So quit my job, sold my house, but that was after I met Professor Yarlagadda. Professor Yarlagadda here at OSU was an internationally known authority in signal processing. He had research grants from lots of very prestigious agencies and companies. And I met him through a friend at a conference, and we talked for a while. We spent the afternoon together. And I said, you know, if I'm ever going to do this doctorate thing, I'm going to do it under this guy, because what his philosophy was about getting an advanced degree was very much aligned with what I was looking for. So the whole reason I ended up at OSU was because of Professor Yarlagadda. I probably would never have, since I grew up in the South, I probably would never have looked this far west otherwise. And it was a wonderful experience coming here. It was absolutely a springboard to a wonderful career and life. And I credit coming to here at OSU really is giving me that opportunity. Married when I was here at Oklahoma State in 1987. My wife is actually the daughter of a couple of English professors here at OSU who retired many, many years ago. And we have, I say 7-ish children. We have some, my wife had 3 when we got married. We adopted 2, we had 1, and then we adopted another one. And so we have quite an interesting mixture of children, but it's been wonderful. My time at OSU was kind of, during the semester, it was very much focused on the class I was teaching and then my studies. I really, my philosophy in coming to OSU was, and Professor Yarlagadda was very much aligned with this, let's get you focused on your schoolwork, get you done with your program so you can get on with your life. And I really appreciated that. I didn't want to spend 10 years getting a doctorate. So I was taking a pretty heavy class load when I was here as a student, but I was also teaching a class, and that, with 80 students typically in the classroom, so pretty good sized class. So for me, the OSU experience was largely focused on my own experiences as a teacher and as a student. My career path, I think like a lot of people, some of it you kind of intentionally do, and some of it just kind of happens. Career paths, as John Lennon famously said, life is what happens while you're making other plans. So sometimes we plan for things, and sometimes things just fall into our lap. Within electrical engineering, like a lot of engineering disciplines, there's so many different sub-disciplines. Especially today, we have everything from semiconductors, which I've been heavily involved in, wireless communications, which I've been heavily involved in, but there are power systems and all kinds of other things in electrical engineering that are sub-disciplines. So I often teach at CU Boulder, and I often tell my students, there's a lot of things to explore, and you need to find your niche, but sometimes your niche finds you. So it really depends. You can try to plan and anticipate where you're going to go. And in some sense, you can be intentional about your career, but sometimes things just kind of fall into your lap in your career as well. Probably the award that has been most significant, and maybe I'm proudest of, is that in 2001, the company I was with, I was CTO and Vice President of Business Development at the startup company, and we had developed this technology that allowed Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to be combined in a single chip, which was a brand new thing. Nobody had ever achieved that before. And it was an incredible innovation. It took a lot of hard work by a lot of people in our company. And we sent that information, that paper, it was really a paper, to Microsoft for their Windows Hardware Engineering Conference. We were awarded the most outstanding technology of 2001, so it's been 20 years now, for that technology that we developed. Because it really has, it's a technology now that's used in every cell phone on the planet. So billions of devices now use this technology that we developed. I've had a wonderful career, and it was coming out of Stillwater here in OSU that I was kind of the springboard into a lot of the things I've done over the last 25, 30 years.